Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
An episode of the Signal Oil program, The Whistler and the Man Who Died Twice. This episode from the tail end of World War II, September 24th, 1945.
Signal gasoline. Signal, the new gasoline you can prove is superior. The Signal Oil Company and your neighborhood signal dealer bring you another curious story by The Whistler. Tonight, the man who died twice. I am the Whistler, and I know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. Yes, I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak. It wasn't until a year or more after his second death that the public learned the facts in the case of Stash Wilk and made him famous posthumously as the man who died twice. That was an interesting story in itself, but it was really only a prologue to a bigger story, one which the public never knew in full. 4 people were involved: Stash, his brother John, his lawyer Ben Maddow, and his girl Edie Shelby. But the real central character in the story was an oil drum containing $400,000 in currency, buried near a lonely highway. Yes, Stash Wilk, if you hadn't been stupid, if you hadn't killed that bank guard, you might have made it. But there's no use crying over spilt milk, is there? You're in the state penitentiary now, in the death cell, 48 hours from the gas chamber. And all you can think of is the $400,000 buried in the oil drum near the highway, safe. Only you know where it is, Stash. Maybe that's why Ben Maddow, your lawyer, is trying so desperately to get you a reprieve.
But listen to reason, Stash. I tell you, we saw the governor. They all turned us down.
There must be some other way. Where's Edie? I gotta see her.
She's coming with John.
Hey, my brother? What's he doing here?
Trying to help?
You mean he's money hungry, too, like the rest of you?
Please, Stash, don't you see? You've got to tell us where that dough is, so we can put it to work for you.
Oh, you low down. You let it go, you crazy idiot. That guy's coming. Nobody gets a smell of that dough till I'm out, see?
Yeah, Stash. Yeah. Oh, let me go.
Yeah.
Now, thanks.
All right, straighten your tie. They're coming.
Miss Shelby and your brother to see you, Wilk. 10 minutes.
Stash.
Oh, Edie. Oh, I missed you, baby. Hope you miss me, too.
I have, Stash. I have.
It's getting so I figure everyone's got his eye on the dough. Even you.
Oh, please.
Okay. What's on your mind, Johnny?
Ben, did you ask him about...
I just told Ben exactly how I feel about the dough, Johnny. Just so there won't be no mistakes. You see, there's one thing worse than walking to that little green room tomorrow. That's walking there knowing someone else is making free with that $400,000.
In other words, John, he doesn't trust us.
Right. Once I'm out, it's a different story, of course.
Of course. Well, that leaves us just one alternative.
What's that?
It's a long shot, Stash, but that's about the only kind we have left. It'll take money.
Now or later?
I think you'll be satisfied with later.
Who?
The doctor.
Are you kidding? What good can a doc do me?
Let him talk, Stash.
It's this way, Stash. With the right injections, a man who's been gassed to death can be brought back to life.
Brought back? What are you giving me? What kind of a double cross is this? Are you all crazy or something?
Relax before you have the guard here. I'm telling you a plain fact. A man who's been gassed and pronounced dead can be revived, providing you get him to the right doctor fast enough. Now, cigarette, anyone?
Yeah, I'll have one. Thanks.
A little less noise now, huh?
Yeah. Well, Stash, you ready to listen to details?
Don't have much choice, do I? Okay, Johnny, I'm listening. But get this straight, the three of you. I don't do no talking about the $400,000 till I'm out of this pen. And you can figure how much talking I'll do if I come out dead.
Yes, Stash, it's enough to make a man think, isn't it, with death staring him in the face. The guards at the prison notice the change right away, and the report goes to the warden that with a little more than a day of life left you, you've changed from a surly, scowling brute into a model prisoner. Meanwhile, Ben Meadow and your brother John are making preparations. And finally, on the morning of the execution...
What time is it, John?
Almost 5.
That doctor was
Don't worry, I told you. He's got the schedule.
You're sure of him?
Positive. He's done it before.
We have exactly an hour. He goes into the gas chamber at 6 sharp. Where's that laundryman?
Outside.
We'll get him.
Hey, come here a minute, will you?
Yeah.
You got everything straight?
Yeah, I think so, Mr. Meadow.
He goes into the chamber at 6. Ought to be out at 6:10. They'll take the body direct to the prison crematory. You meet the wagon at the southeast at exactly 6:13. You exchange that body in the sack in your truck for Stash.
Yeah, I know.
Now, there can't be any slip-ups. A delay of a minute might make the difference between life and death. It's got to be split-second timing. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, get out and check your truck. And don't let the prison guard suspect this is anything but your usual laundry pickup.
Right, boss. I'll be back at 6:20 sharp with the body. Laundryman.
Good, I'll give you a hand. Right through here.
Okay.
Right here.
On the table?
Yeah. Yeah, here's your money.
Thanks.
Remember what I told you. Keep your mouth shut.
Don't worry.
All right, Doctor. Let's go.
Methylene blue.
Here it is.
Needle.
Right.
There. Oxygen on.
It's on, Doctor.
Heart.
Not yet.
More methylene. Heart.
I don't know yet. I can hardly tell.
Give me that stethoscope.
Here you are.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Give him more oxygen.
He's starting to breathe, Doctor.
How's his heart?
Easy. Now, down on the oxygen a little. Steady.
He's really breathing.
All right. We'll keep the oxygen on a little longer.
Doctor, is he...
Yeah, he's out of the woods.
He'll live?
He has an excellent chance. Cover him with a couple of blankets.
How long before he'll wake?
There's no way of telling yet. The main thing now is that he's alive. If his constitution is as strong as I think it is, he'll come through.
September 24th, 1945, The Whistler on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Attention Walmart shoppers. Now you can order one of the most advanced hearing aids on the market for hundreds, not thousands of dollars. Hearing Assist's most advanced product lineup includes models that use an exclusive app for enhanced control over what you want to hear. It's perfect if you have a smartphone or iPhone to hear everything better. And we have 2 great ways for you to get one. You can call the number at the end of this ad and order directly. Or you can call this same number and we will text you a complete list of Walmart Vision Center locations. We make it easy for you to hear better. Remember, call this number today to order and have a text message instantly sent to your phone to find the Walmart Vision Center near you. Here's that special number.
Call 800-360-0597. 800-360-0597. 800-360-0597. That's 800-360-0597.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of The Whistler and the Man Who Died Twice, September 24th, 1945.
$400,000 is a lot of money, isn't it, Stash? It brought you back from the dead. Paid for the split-second timing, the calculated accuracy, the medical exactness that turned a one-way journey into a round trip. You remember nothing from the time the paralyzing fumes surrounded you as you sat trapped in the gas chamber. Nothing except a feeling of strangulation, the sudden stabbing of a million knives at your chest, and then darkness, a limitless ocean of darkness in which you lost all sense of time and space and being. Then all of a sudden there's reality again. There's light coming in windows without bars on them. And Edie's here beside you.
I can't believe it, Stash.
Yeah, why not? I'm here, ain't I?
Oh, I was scared.
You were scared. And help me up, baby. Try out these pins of mine.
Yeah. There.
Ah.
Think you can walk?
Walk? Baby, I can fly. Watch.
Oh, take it easy.
I'm okay.
Boys, he's walking.
Huh? Hey, well, look at that. Not bad for a corpse,
But
huh?
it's great, Stash.
Hiya, fellas. Well, when are we getting out of here?
We're not getting out of here until we make sure there won't be a slip-up.
What do you mean?
We're going to find you a new face.
Huh?
A plastic surgeon, Stash.
Now, wait a minute.
It's the only way. Your picture's been in every paper in the country. You'd be spotted in 2 minutes if you left this house.
Will it be much of a job?
$30,000 worth.
He must be good.
He is.
Okay, pay him. Let's get it over with.
He wants it in advance.
Well, lay it out. What's the matter? Ain't my credit good for 30 grand?
You take it easy. We worked hard to get you this far, and we want to finish it, but we're broke.
What are you giving me?
What do you want? An itemized statement of how much it costs to buy your skin? All right, here it is. $5,000 each for the 2 attendants. $1,000 for the other stiff. $1,500.
You'll get it back with interest. You know that.
Sure. We trust you, Stash.
Then what are you after?
It isn't what we're after. It's what we've got to have. That $400,000, or enough of it to buy the plastic surgeon and then get us all out of here.
But it ain't safe for me to go after it. You said so yourself.
That's right, I did, but what about one of us? Or don't you trust us yet?
No, I don't know. Let me think.
And you don't trust them, do you, Stash? Because you know there's no honor among thieves. Still, you're not quite yourself today, are you? There's a new feeling inside you. The dictionary calls it gratitude. You don't recognize it, but it makes you feel a little like a heel, doubting these people after they saved your life. But perhaps you can squirm out of it gracefully. Perhaps your brother...
Johnny, how about you? Can't you raise 30 grand for me?
Right now, I couldn't raise yeast. I'm already out on a limb for part of the expenses.
There's nothing we can do, Stash. We've gone through every cent we have.
You said that. What about raising it? I tell you my credit's good.
It won't work.
Who is this doc?
Martin, he's a friend of mine.
Why won't he work in the cuff?
He wouldn't believe me when I told him about the money you buried.
Wouldn't believe you. Why not?
I had nothing to show him. Why should he?
You still don't trust us, do you, Stash?
Wait a minute. You think you could convince this doc if I drew you a map?
Now you're talking.
I ain't finished. There's strings on this. Nobody does any digging till I'm ready to go with you. After the operation.
But what about paying the doctor?
I think I can sell him on it if I've got a map. He's afraid Stash will walk out on him. He's taking quite a chance, you know.
It's all right with me, Stash.
What about you, Ben? Nobody goes till I go with you, right?
Okay.
All right. Give me a paper and pencil. Then right at this point, on the left side of the highway, there's an auto club road sign. 20 yards from there, right on a line with this rock, you'll find an oil drum buried. See? Right there. You can't miss it.
Thanks, Stash.
Now, you better run out and wrestle up that dock. I want to get... Ben.
Get your hands up, Stash. Over against the wall.
Hey, what's
you
going
too,
on?
John.
Edie. You're not going to let him do... Oh, so that's how it is, huh?
That's how it is, Stash.
I'll kill you, you little double-crosser.
Get back to the wall, you... There. That's better. You always were hot-headed, Stash.
She'll double-cross you, too, the little...
I don't think so.
He wouldn't understand.
Edie and I were patient, Stash. We knew what we were waiting for, and now that we've got it, there's no need to tolerate you or your brother any longer.
Ben, listen. You got $100,000 coming to you. Knock me and Johnny off, you just wind up with a murder rap.
And 300,000 more. Don't forget that.
Yeah, a lot of good that'll do you when you're walking the last mile. That's right, ain't it, Johnny?
Not exactly. There's no crime in killing a man who's already been executed.
No, Johnny. Not you, too.
Look, Maddo, you're the boss now. I'm only suggesting you haven't much to gain by rubbing me out.
Ben, he's right. We don't want to spend the future ducking the cops.
That's no worse than ducking Johnny Wilk.
For what?
I'm not sore. All I want is my $100,000, and you'll never see me again.
Ben, it's the best way for us.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is smarter. Step out of the way, John.
Ben, don't. Ben, for heaven's
So Stash Wilk died twice, reducing membership in the corporation to 3. Ben Maddow, John Wilk, and Edie Shelby, each with one eye on the 400,000 and the other on their partners. They're all jittery that night on the way to the spot Stash marked on the map.
What are you trying to do, Edie? Kill us all?
Don't jump at me. I saw the car.
Well, don't drive so fast.
You want to get there, don't you?
Exactly. I want to get there. I can wait until tomorrow if I have to.
Look. Why don't we just take it easzy, huh? We can stop at a roadside hotel.
I think it's crazy.
You're outvoted. May as well slow down.
All right. That better? You know, it's funny, Ben. Someday you'll probably fall and break your neck in a bathtub.
There's a place ahead. Pull in there, and I'll see if they have any rooms. Be right back.
He knows better than to leave it.
Leave what?
Oh, don't give me those sheep eyes, Edie. You had your eyes in his inside coat pocket ever since we left. And don't tell me you're in love with the old goat, neither.
You're pretty sure of yourself.
I know women.
You know me?
Yeah?
That's nice.
Could be a lot nicer with old Graybeard out of the way.
Any ideas?
A few.
For example?
Mighty nice layout here. All these second-story rooms with balconies.
I don't get it.
Just watch me.
That's all I've been doing since we met. Sort of like it, Johnny. Watching you.
Wait a minute. Here he comes. Hey, what's the dope, Ben?
Just talk to the maitre d'. We can get dinner and rooms.
Did you reserve the rooms?
Not yet. I wanted to check with you first.
That's great with me. Come on, Edie.
Yeah, I was thinking we could pick up a couple of those view rooms on the second floor.
With the balconies?
Mm-hmm.
Just what I had in mind.
Look at that sky, will you?
Oh, what about it?
Nothing. Except it is going to be a beautiful night, isn't it?
Shall I serve some more wine?
You, John?
No.
Mr. Maddow and I'll have some more.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now you're talking to me.
There you are.
Hey.
Will that be all?
Yeah, that's all. Hey, wait. Just leave the bottle, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If you want anything else brought up, just ring.
Yeah. How's about another glass, everybody? We got lots to celebrate tonight.
Edie will keep you company. I'm going to stretch my legs.
Okay, Johnny. Just careful, Ben. You're spilling.
Yeah, it's a pretty elegant suite. Venetian blinds. French windows.
Pretty fancy, huh?
Yeah.
Private balcony. Yeah. Nice and private. Well, I'll see you two later.
Sure you won't have another drink?
No, thanks. Oh, by the way, Edie, you were right about it being a beautiful night. You two really ought to have a look outside.
I don't know why, but that guy gives me the woolies, Edie. I'm beginning to think I shouldn't have listened to you.
Oh, forget it, Ben. Tonight we celebrate, remember?
Sure, that's right.
What do you say we walk out on the balcony, huh?
I'm comfortable here. I'm just... Knock my glass over. It's all right, though. I emptied it first.
Come on, Ben. A little fresh air will do us both good. Here, I'll take your arm.
Oh, no. I feel fine.
It is pretty out here, isn't it?
You're pretty, Edie. You and me. We're going to have a great time, aren't we, huh?
Why not?
We'll have $300,000 to keep us warm, Edie. Anywhere we want to go, we go there. Anything we want to do, we do it, huh? I've been waiting a long time for a setup like this.
So have I. Oh, Ben, look. Right in our backyard, a deer.
Yeah? Oh, that's nice.
Oh, look at him, Ben. He's cute.
Huh? I don't see anything.
Here, get where I'm standing. Right by the rail.
Huh? I still don't see anything.
He's down under our balcony. You'll have to lean over to see him.
You sure it's not an elephant? A little pink one? You're seeing things, Edie. Maybe we'd better go... Hey, God! What are you...
September 24th, 1945, The Whistler. The conclusion next on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of The Whistler, September 24th, 1945, and The Man Who Died Twice.
Too bad, Ben. You turned your back once too often, let your guard drop for one fatal instant, forgot for a second that you were dealing with big leaguers, members of the 400 Grand Association. Of course, John and Edie testified the next morning before the coroner's jury. And, of course, the verdict was...
The deceased, Benjamin Maddow, met his death from an accidental fall while under the influence of alcohol.
And, of course, the other guests of the hotel understood when Ben's fiancée and his best friend left immediately after the inquest. Of course. After all, Edie, you couldn't bear to remain around the scene, could you? Not with Stash's $400,000 buried 50 miles away.
We're going to have to be back there tomorrow.
Huh? Why?
We're not acting like a couple of grief-stricken friends. Somebody's got to claim the body.
Yeah, maybe you got something. How much farther?
About a mile.
Oh, we'll be there soon.
Not at the rate you're driving. Oh, nice, isn't it? 2 of us alone.
Yeah.
There's a lot ahead of us with that 400 grand.
There's a lot behind us, too.
We can forget it.
You think so?
It'll be easy with you. You're a pretty interesting character, John Wilk.
Yeah?
Yeah. You've been in the racket, same as the rest of us, but you've never gotten your fingers dirty. How come?
I used my head, I guess. For example, see this road?
What about it?
That's where we're going. I'm using my head.
I don't get it.
You will?
Why are you turning off the highway? This isn't the place. Johnny, what are you doing? Answer me, Johnny. There's nothing here at all. Stop, Johnny. You'll drive us over the edge.
See what I mean about using my head, baby?
Johnny, why are you getting out?
Release the brake.
Johnny, you can't.
You heard me. Release the brake.
All right.
You know what he's doing, Edie. He's too smart to shoot you with that .38 he's holding. The shoulder of the road slopes down for about 10 feet. Then the cliff. They'll find you in the wrecked automobile, and there'll be no telltale bullet holes. You're thinking fast. You've got one chance, haven't you? There, he's behind the car now to start it rolling down the slope. That's it. In reverse, quickly. Run him over.
I got him.
You're going to have to turn around. It's narrow, but you've got to make it, Edie. That's right. Now into reverse. You have to back close to that edge. You have to watch where you're going. Better take your eyes off John for a minute as he lies on the other side of the road.
Johnny! No!
Keep right on going, baby. Right on over.
So the corporation is finally cut down to one. And you're it, aren't you, Johnny? It's been a hard struggle. Your chest is crushed, your right foot mangled. But there's something more important than that. You're just like Stash and Ben. Money comes before anything else. It's the thought of the 400,000 in the oil drum that gives you the strength to half walk, half crawl that last mile to the roadside. Yes, there it is.
50, 60.
And there's the rock.
17, 18, 19, 20. Here. Right here.
Yes, John. This is the spot you've lied and betrayed and killed to reach. You don't care whether you live or die now. All you want is the sight of those greenbacks, isn't it? You look for something to dig with, a stick or a sharp stone. There's nothing. So you dig with your fingers, claw at the dirt, forget the pain in your hands, every breath feeling as if you've inhaled a load of razor blades. But at last you reach it. The oil drum, just as Stash had said. The top comes off easily.
There. Now. Can't feel it. Light a match. Now. What's this? Where's the... It's empty. No, I'm wrong. It can't be. Here. A piece of paper. Just like Stash. Must be another map. The dollar bill. Map, it must be a map. Sure, he's written directions. Whoever's double-crossed me, keep this buck for your trouble. The rest of the 400 grand, I leave to the worm. Stash. Oh, no.
That for Nothing, September 24th, 1945, The Whistler on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days. all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
800-477-4612. 800-477-4612. 800-477-4612. That's 800-477-4612. Paid for by Want to Sell.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the soap opera Claudia, September 24th, 1948.
And now, Claudia. Claudia, Claudia, Claudia.
David, if you think you're fooling me, pretending you're asleep, you're not.
I'm not?
No.
What's the use? I can't ever fool you. I'm awake.
I saw your eyelids fluttering. How are you, David? No, now don't talk. Go back to sleep.
Don't I get a kiss?
Well, I guess I don't see why not.
Then lean over.
Where would you like it? On the cheek?
I am not your son.
On the forehead?
I am not a stranger.
Then where else?
I am your husband. Not much of one, what there is left of me, but the law still says that I am your husband.
Then... there?
There.
That was nice. I never kissed a man in a hospital before.
How are you, darling?
Not me. How are you?
Well, you can see how I am. Flat on my back like a good-for-nothing.
Do you hurt much?
Not much. My shoulder a little.
How's your head?
Aches a little.
Well, at least you've got a head.
Sometimes I feel as if I had two.
Well, I only see one.
Well, that's your limitation, funny face.
David, don't talk if it hurts you.
So you think this is your big chance to do all the talking,
Yes, and I intend to make the most of it. You're not to exert yourself.
Who says?
Dr. Barry says.
Now, what else does he says?
That you're coming along fine, and seeing as it's only 2 days since your car accident, you're to keep quiet and lie still, much as you'd rather not.
I wish I did rather not. The truth of the matter is I don't. Just the thought of getting up wears me out.
Well, that's a good sign.
Well, maybe you can figure that one out.
Well, it shows you're normal. You're not supposed to want to get up. You're supposed to want to lie back and sleep and listen to me talk.
How long can you talk?
Forever.
How long did Dr. Barry say I'd be laid up?
He didn't say.
Now, you never were a good liar, my love.
Honestly, David, he didn't say. He said it depends on you.
And if I do have to be laid up, why can't I be laid up at home?
No special reason. In a few days, maybe, when you don't need nurses anymore to give you pills and things. I'd love to have you home, David, but...
No. I wouldn't come home till I was sure I wouldn't be a nuisance to you.
Now, that's a fine way to talk.
I mean it. This way you can take it a little easier.
Please stop worrying about me, David.
No, I suppose you're right. I suppose when a man allows another car to crash into him...
David, the roads were skiddy. It was raining.
He ends up in a hospital with a concussion and a broken collarbone and an assortment of plums all over it.
Plums?
I suppose that gives him a privilege not to worry about his wife.
David, will you stop talking so silly? None of this was your fault. The other man was drunk. He hit you. You couldn't help it.
He's dead, isn't he?
Well, it wasn't your fault. Everybody says so.
I know it wasn't. I guess I'm just being a poor sport.
I don't blame you. If it happened to me, I'd be so angry, I'd...
What would you do?
I'd hit the ceiling.
That I'd like to see. Come here.
Ouch. You need a shave.
How? Looks like the house of David. It's been 2 days.
I like you without a shave. Is it only 2 days?
Only.
It's funny, it's hard to believe. I missed you so much. House is all different. It seems twice as big as it used to be. Oh, I forgot. Everybody sends you their love. Fritz, Bertha, Mama, even the baby.
Well, send them mine. Even the baby.
Will do. Feed you well?
Fine.
That's what Bertha's most worried about. She says, when you get home, she'll fatten you up.
Now tell her I'm probably getting fat already. Not having much exercise, you
Do
know.
you good for a change. I've always thought you overdid.
Overdid what?
Work.
Oh.
In the office and on the farm, you work too hard. Oh, the workmen. By the way, they started work on the barn this morning.
They did? I'm not so sure that we should have...
I am. I'm very sure. Fritz asked me if we should go ahead with it, and I said yes. It'll be finished in just a month.
It costs a lot of money.
We have it. Your $1,000 bonus, remember?
That was for you, for the house and the furniture.
Me and the furniture can wait. When you've got workmen, you must beat them while they're hot.
This confounded hospital business is going to cost money, too.
Well, it's just about time you spend a little something on yourself. David, I've thought it all out. The barn was the right thing to do. I know it.
Well, you're the boss.
No, I'm not. I know it's right because you're the boss and you wanted it done, so one way or another it will be done.
Fritz has the plans. I wish I were there, too.
So do all of us. You lie back and don't talk anymore. I'll have to leave.
Yeah, a broken collarbone has nothing to do with talking.
But a concussion does, so shut up.
Now, that's what happens the minute a man lets himself be taken to a hospital.
I'm only treating you back the way you treated me when I was in the hospital.
Yes, but you had a baby. I'm not having anything.
Are you jealous?
You're darn right I am. You know, it's strange, but the night you went into the hospital to have the baby, I kept wishing it was I. What a fool I was. Now I realize that would have been twice as much trouble for you.
How right you are, darling.
Whoever decided women would be the baby bearers certainly knew what he was doing.
Somehow I can't see men doing it either.
We're not made for that kind of courage, I guess.
Now, if you will be so kind, Mr. Norton, as to try and plug up your stream of verbiage. Now, how do you like that for a word?
Verbiage. You've outdone yourself.
Well, anyway, if you'll just try to keep quiet, I will entertain you.
Free. Huh?
I bet you bet I can't.
You're an actress. It's your profession to entertain people, so I don't say you can't.
I'm your wife, and you're not people, so it's different.
Oh.
Now, would you like me to read aloud? Poetry or detective stories? I brought them both along, all kinds. And the newspaper, I've got that, too, 4 of them.
Or
what?
You just talk.
Just talk?
Mm-hmm. It's better than any poetry.
Oh, there's that concussion again, making you talk crazy. Well, if you insist. Now, let me see, what's new that I haven't told you?
Has Roger called?
Oh, I spoke to Lottie. She said, and I quote, "There's nothing new, cross your fingers, at the office. She said for you not to worry and that, thank goodness, knock wood, architect business was slack and she was manicuring herself waiting for the phone to buzz-a-roo."
Oh, shouldn't laugh.
Is that her, darling?
Is that supposed to be a comfort?
It is. Would you rather the office be so busy that Lottie and Roger couldn't handle things? Count your blessings, Mr. Norton.
I'm counting.
Jared Tucker called. He wants to come and visit you, he do. He said, "Tell that young scoundrel I'm going to be ambling over to give a piece of what have you, getting himself near killed. He's got no more sense than a woodchuck." That's what he said to tell you.
Well, tell Jared I ain't.
I'll tell him. And then, I know, George Reynolds called.
George.
He told me to tell you to hurry up and get well. The
Thank him for
schoolboys going to meet and vote the money for building the new schoolhouse. They're going to vote the amount you said you needed, and they're not going to cut a penny off. What do you think of that?
Not cut a penny off.
Not a penny.
That's good news.
He said no matter how long it would take you to get well, nobody's going to touch that building but you. It can wait, he said.
We got a swell bunch of neighbors up here, huh?
Well, they think you're pretty swell, too. Oh, and Gertrude called, too. She's going to come and see you.
Oh, heavens preserve me.
And our neighbor Matthew Warren called. You know, he and Fritz seem to be getting to be great friends.
I thought they would.
And remember the little boy who we went fishing with?
I sure do.
The one who lost his father?
Mm-hmm. I remember him well.
Well, he called this morning.
He did?
I think he wants to be a father to Bobby while you're gone. He knows what not having one means, I guess.
I guess so. Cough a little. Say,
Want some water?
How did all these people know?
Oh, and there was a beautiful article about you in the Eastbrook Town Crier, picture and everything.
Picture?
I don't know where they got that picture. I haven't even got a decent one of you.
Well, you can clip that one.
Darling, it didn't take an article for people to know. They'd have known.
I guess so.
Because that's the way it is up here. People share happiness and they share everything. Just think, if I hadn't married you, I'd never have moved to Eastbrook. I'd never have... a lot of things. Wasn't it lucky for me we got married?
It's been quite a... Oh, Quite a year.
Longer. A year and 9 days. I'd like every one of them again, darling. Yes, even including the last 2.
You're a sucker for punishment.
David, a little punishment never hurt anybody. I even think that going without it too long, that can hurt even more. Oh, here I am talking to you seriously, and I'm supposed to entertain you. Why don't you tell me to shut up?
For the simple reason that you've been telling me to shut up.
Oh, I'd just as lief sit in silence.
No, you don't have to go to that extreme.
Well, I haven't got anything more to say anyway.
That'll be the day.
It's funny. On the way over, I was just bursting with millions of things to tell you. It was such a long time since yesterday. Now that I'm here, it's all so dull. I hear myself talking, and I don't know, it's not what I want to say at all.
What do you want to say?
I don't know exactly, except
I miss you, too.
Do you?
What do you think?
If it's anything the way I miss you. I wasn't going to tell you. I didn't want you to think I'm going around moping and
I know
depressed.
you're not.
How do you know?
Because that's not the kind of girl I married. The kind of girl I married can get along fine, no matter what.
The kind of girl you married isn't as sure of herself as you are of her.
I'm not interested in what she thinks of herself.
You're not?
What I think is more important, and I think she can get along fine.
She's trying. She'll probably come home to find the bank balance overdrawn, the barn built wrong, and all kinds of terrible things. So don't say I didn't warn you.
On my oath, I won't.
David, would you like to go back to sleep now? If you would, just say so. Don't stand on formalities.
That's all I've been doing, sleeping. I'm certainly not going to do it while you're here.
Is the bed comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
I think I ought to leave you, darling. You won't sleep while I'm here.
I'm tired of sleeping.
Dr. Barry's rules.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I will sleep.
I always knew you were a lazy loafer at heart.
Will you come back?
I'll do even more than that. Close your eyes. Give me your hand. And, darling, I'll never leave you.
We get so used to seeing higher and higher prices, especially on food and drink, we overlook the fact that a few things are still obtainable at the same low prices. Name one, you say? Very well, I will. Coca-Cola. You can still buy Coke for 5 cents a bottle, 6 for a quarter, or $1 a case. And $1 for 24 bottles of delicious refreshment is not very much, you'll admit. With which pleasant reflection, I leave you, suggesting that you put Coke on your marketing list today. David, are you asleep yet?
No, just lying here, staring at the light in the ceiling.
Well, just thought I'd drop in to say hello. Say, you're looking pretty all right.
No, I'm coming along.
You bet you are. Any day now you'll be home. So stop worrying. But I don't mean about you, I mean about Claudia.
Oh, I've stopped worrying about Claudia. She doesn't need it.
Good. And everybody's being most helpful and attentive, especially Jared Tucker. He'll be around on Monday, by the way. I think he's your understudy on the farm.
Well, don't tell him he isn't. He's a fine guy.
Well, now that I've said hello, so long, David, and chin up.
So long, Joe.
September 24th, 1948, Claudia on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. He's recovering from that accident well. Thanks for joining us here. Please thank this station, support their advertisers, would you please? It's their kindness that allows us to be here each and every day. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream. You can stream our shows on demand if you miss a day. You can also find links to download our shows. You can also learn more about building a classic radio collection of your own. Find our social media links, and you can even contact me there, and you can buy me a copy to help us acquire additional classic radio collections to increase the amount of shows we can bring you here on your favorite station. Thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.